So, picture this, after 3.5 years of marriage, I find out my wife has been auditioning for the corporate side piece Olympics. And like the absolute coward I am, instead of flipping tables or burning her favorite stilettos in the yard, I just left quietly. Packed up my pride, my toothbrush, and a half-empty bottle of bourbon, and disappeared into the hills like some rejected Hallmark character. Fast forward a year, and my ghosted ex-wife, yes, she's the one who cheated and somehow I'm the ghoster, decides to track me down. Probably because karma stopped picking up her calls. But let me rewind. February 2018 was the day my marriage flatlined. I worked as a director at a technical sales company, which meant I traveled sometimes but also worked from home. She had some big fancy job that paid well, but apparently came with a free side order of late-night networking. At first, I thought we had a good marriage, good enough that people at cookouts hated us because we were that annoyingly affectionate couple. 5 years earlier, we'd met at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was smart, hot, and articulate. I was, a guy with all the subtle charm of a rusty lawnmower. But somehow, she liked me. Clothes flew off, hormones did their thing, and 18 months later we were married, saving up for a house. Then year 3 hit. Suddenly she's nitpicking everything, my travel, my socks, the way I breathe. Anytime I asked about her 14-hour workdays and constant team outings, she'd bite my head off. She claimed it was part of paying her dues climbing the corporate ladder. Which, in hindsight, is hilarious because apparently the rungs on that ladder are made out of other men's laps. Our sex life? Dead. Like, funeral dead. She always looked too tired, but funny enough, she wasn't too tired to go play beer pong with her coworkers 3 nights a week. And stupid me, I just thought she was stressed. The red flags were there, but I was out here folding them neatly and hanging them in the closet. Then came the bra incident. September 2017, she comes home from the store, I help with groceries, and notice something pink and lacy glinting from under the passenger seat. A bra. Her bra. And here's the kicker, she has this habit of removing it first when she's feeling frisky. But instead of being on her, it was on the floor of her car. I picked it up and my stomach dropped like I'd just eaten Taco Bell at 2 a.m. She noticed my face and asked if I'd seen a ghost. Which, funny enough, yes, I was staring at the ghost of our marriage. Did I confront her? Nope. My dumbass just shoved my feelings deep down like a true emotionally constipated man and decided to test things. That Friday, I cooked a fancy dinner, lit candles, bought flowers, and even splurged on wine that wasn't from the clearance bin. She breezes in, glances at it all, apologizes, and says, "Sorry, babe, can't stay. I'm meeting coworkers at the bar." Then has the audacity to shower and change in front of me like she's starring in some low-budget rom-com. I cracked. I tossed the food and flowers in the trash, told her to go, and planted my work phone in her car so I could track her. She left, looking gorgeous, because of course she did, and I followed my phone ping to a bar 20 minutes away. Sat in my car like the world's saddest private investigator, and boom, she walks out with some executive-looking douchebag who kissed her right there in the parking lot. They hop into his car, giggling like teenagers, and drive to, you guessed it, a hotel. I sat there, numb, pounding the steering wheel, then drove away like a drunk ghost. Stopped at a tavern 30 miles out, looking like death microwaved twice. Bartender immediately clocked my wife's cheating on me face and poured me a drink. Some random dude, Ray, sat next to me, listened to my sad saga, and said the wisest thing I'd ever heard, life can go positive or negative. It's your choice. And then, like some redneck guardian angel, Ray offered me a trailer on his land to crash in. Yes, an actual trailer. And honestly, at that moment, it sounded like the Ritz-Carlton. That's when I realized, I wasn't just losing my wife. I was losing the illusion that I'd ever had one. So after my little bar-hopping detective mission, I came home that night looking like I'd aged 10 years in 2 hours. Kathy was on the couch, scrolling her phone like she hadn't just face-planted our marriage into a hotel mattress. "Where have you been?" she asked. "Where have you been?" I shot back. Cue dramatic pause. She claimed she was grabbing drinks. I, in my best courtroom lawyer voice, asked if she was having an affair. She did the whole wide-eyed, "What? Me? No, why would you even say that?" performance, which was honestly less convincing than a high school theater production. When I told her I'd heard she might be seeing someone at work, she tried gaslighting me. "You're ridiculous, drunk, and paranoid. Oh, and where were you all night?" That's when I realized something: cheaters are basically toddlers with credit cards. They deny, project, and cry until they're caught with cookie crumbs, or in her case, bra straps, in the wrong place. So I slept on the couch, where every time I closed my eyes, I saw her in that hotel bed with her executive. It felt like mental waterboarding. But then I thought about Ray's trailer, and suddenly I felt a little less pathetic. Maybe I wasn't running away like a coward. Maybe I was upgrading to the minimalist mountain man lifestyle I didn't know I needed. The next morning. Radio silence. She acted like nothing happened. I, however, was secretly Googling how to move into a trailer without looking like a divorced meth dealer. A few days later, I met up with Ray, and let me tell you, his trailer was nicer than half the Airbnbs I've stayed in. Fully furnished, electricity, water, mountain views, it was like the love child of a frat house spring break and a Patagonia ad. I practically shoved money into his hands and started moving my stuff in behind Kathy's back. Meanwhile, Kathy kept gaslighting me like it was her new hobby. I gave her chances to come clean. Hell, I practically begged her to say the truth just once. But nope. More denials, more fake indignation, more "you're crazy" speeches. And I sat there laughing to myself like, "Lady, if I had pictures of you sucking face with Mr. Midlife Crisis Executive in the parking lot, I'd blow them up on a billboard." But I didn't. Rookie mistake. So instead, I played the long game. Quietly packing my stuff into the trailer, taking only what was mine. She noticed I was acting different and tried to be nicer. Like, "Hi honey, let's cook together," nice. Which would have been sweet if it wasn't 3 years and one affair too late. Then one night, as she's heading out for another company outing, I decide to mirror her. I get dressed up too. She raises an eyebrow, asks where I'm going, and I hit her with, "Meeting some friends." You wouldn't like it. Too much shop talk. The look on her face was priceless, like she'd just seen her own reflection in the cheating mirror. Spoiler, she did not enjoy the taste of her own medicine. Things kept spiraling until one day she dropped the "I'm going on a work trip with the executive team" bomb. I made the mistake of saying, "Well, hope you have fun with your boyfriend." Boom, fight of the century. But in the middle of the yelling, I remembered Ray's advice: it doesn't matter who the guy is. She chose to leave. That's the only fact that matters. And that was it. Decision made. While she was away on her work trip, I packed the last of my stuff, left my wedding ring and a one-line note, "I hope it was worth it," on the kitchen table, and walked out. Didn't scream, didn't beg, didn't demand closure. She wanted her corporate Romeo. She could have him. I was done. The relief hit instantly. Like taking off shoes after a 20-mile hike. I set up in the trailer, started running again, cut down on the drinking, and for the first time in months, I actually felt alive. The mountains didn't lie to me. Kathy did. Of course, Kathy started blowing up my phone the second she realized I was gone. Texts about team dinners, "We just landed, where are you?" Then, "I'm sorry, things got out of hand." It didn't matter that I was involved with someone at work, I just made a mistake. Oh, so months of hotel hookups was a mistake. Like putting the wrong creamer in your coffee. Please. If mistakes last 6 months, then Taco Bell is a healthy meal. Her texts went from desperate, please come home so we can talk, to insulting, you're a coward, to manipulative, don't you care about us? I ignored every single one. Eventually, she lawyered up and emailed me, she wanted an uncontested divorce. My reply? Sounds good. Click. Blocked. Freedom. And here's the thing, I didn't even miss her. Sure, sometimes a sad song would sucker punch me in the ribs, but overall, I stopped thinking about her. What I did think about? The woman I met running down the hill near my trailer. She got a flat tire, I helped, sparks flew, and she now calls me her mountain man. She's younger, adorable, and loves my outdoorsy lifestyle. And best of all, she doesn't come with an executive attached. So yeah. Kathy got her hotel floors. I got the mountains. And if you ask me who won, I'll just say, me, the damn trailer, and the fresh air. So, here's the kicker. Just when I thought I was living my finest possible mountain hermit life, trail runs, cheap beer, and zero wife-shaped headaches, I ran into her. Yep. Kathy. My ex-wife. The human plot twist I didn't order. I was at my usual coffee shop, the kind where the Wi-Fi barely works but the muffins are passable, when I hear someone scream my name like I just won the lottery. Spoiler, it wasn't Ed McMahon with a check, it was Kathy waving across the street like a lost Hallmark character. Armageddon had arrived. She came running over, all dolled up in a ponytail, tank top, and those little shorts she used to wear when she wanted something. I braced myself, expecting maybe a slap, maybe a sob. Instead, she reached for a handshake like we were business partners about to merge companies. I, in turn, threw up my palms like I was fending off a vampire with holy water. She launched into her Oscar-worthy performance, she'd been looking for me, she'd changed, karma had wrecked her life. Translation, she screwed the office Ken doll, got caught, torpedoed her career, and now wanted me back because apparently, my beard and biceps suddenly qualified me as a retirement plan. She started crying, like ugly, snot bubble crying, and told me how stupid she felt, how lonely, how she realized I was the one after she'd nuked everything we had. And you know what? I let her talk. I didn't comfort her. I didn't jump in with, oh baby, let's fix this. I sat there like a statue while she melted down, because for once, the guilt wasn't on me. She begged for another chance, asked if we could rebuild. I hit her with the truth bomb, no. You murdered this marriage the second you checked into that hotel with him. Forgiveness doesn't exist here. This is over. She cried harder. Grabbed my arm. Sobbed into my shoulder. I let her, then pushed her away. She tried bargaining, dinner. Just dinner. Against my better judgment, I agreed, because apparently I like watching dumpster fires burn up close. We had dinner, we talked, she swore she hadn't been with anyone else, swore I was the only one she wanted, and even tried to push for sleepovers. I shut that down like a mall cop closing the food court. Before she left, she pulled the ultimate manipulative Hail Mary, God damn it Paul, I'll always love you and I'll do anything to prove it. And for a split second, I almost believed her. Almost. But then I remembered, this is the same woman who called him baby while I was at home googling meatloaf recipes. After that night, she kept sending me long emails about regret, love, starting fresh, yada yada. She even confessed her real plan, she'd taken a job in another state and wanted me to pack up and come play house again, like our last marriage didn't die in a puddle of cheap hotel sheets. Her reasoning? You work remote, so why not? Lady, the only thing remote between us is the chance of me ever forgiving you. So I hit her back with my final response, I don't know or trust you anymore. You made your bed. Lie in it. I hope the best for you, but reconciliation isn't happening. Boom. Done. Silence. And you know what? I've never felt lighter. Kathy's gone, her baggage is someone else's problem, and I'm here in my trailer castle living like a damn king. I've got mountains, freedom, and the peace of knowing the only thing that'll cheat on me now is the Wi-Fi. To anyone reading this, if you're sitting in a relationship wondering if your partner's just busy with work, go with your gut. If you catch them cheating, don't waste your life handing out second chances like free samples at Costco. Cut ties, pack your stuff, and find your peace, even if it's in a rusty trailer 2 hours from nowhere. Because the truth? I didn't lose a wife. I lost a liar. And that's the best trade I've ever made.